What's that list of weird letters, that grid of alphabet letters?
I'm just practicing my reading from a distance.
Ah.
What happened to the hands?
Bam. And I don't think I popped anything. Sometimes I'll pop a little vessel in my hand and my finger will swell up. But
Mhm.
nah, I don't think I did. Another.
Do you think Joe Biden fat shamed?
Oh, yeah, we gotta look that up at 900,000. That's the other thing.
The fat shaming thing?
What?
Do you think Joe Biden fat shamed that dude?
Yeah. Calling him fat, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm not the person to talk to about fat shaming because yeah.
You fat shame people?
Yeah. It's a problem. I mean, because we can talk about it if you, I don't really want to talk about it, but I go to the gym all the time. And it means that it's like when I'm in Studio City,
Right.
and a hot blonde woman in her 40s driving an Audi SUV is driving like an asshole because she's on her phone.
Okay.
I resent her because she's succeeded in life based on being a hot blonde woman.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, fuck you. I had to succeed other ways to the extent that I did succeed. And it's the same deal with fuck you people who don't go to the gym 8 times a day. It's like, I'm resentful.
Okay. So I don't know which one of these you'll believe, but here are 3 articles saying that he was
Okay.
paid 900,000. Which one do you want to read?
All of them. Or
All of them?
I'm a quick reader. Let's see. All right. So,
Wait, turn the camera on.
It's on.
Oh, when did it turn on? When you're talking about the blonde people?
Mhm.
oh wait, you mean, all right. Well, fuck you for the sneaky fucking.
Okay, so it says here that Joe Biden was given almost $1 million
What is?
by Burisma, October 10th,
All right. So wait.
Town
so,
Hall, but it's in 10 other
Yeah. Well,
magazines.
except I assume Town Hall is.
So it doesn't matter. They name.
All right. Hold on. I'm just seeing this for the first time.
You want to turn the camera off?
Just
No. Just
real
all
quick,
right,
just
go
while he's looking at that, can you tell us what happened to Bryce or what's going on with the Bryce situation?
As far as the painting of Bryce, I found out that I couldn't simultaneously ward off Rick's primitive and desperate attacks at the same time as painting Bryce's painting.
Oh wait.
I wasn't doing him.
All right,
I
so
wasn't
here we
doing
go, here we
Bryce
go.
a good enough service.
So you had to do it without the yelling and the
Yeah.
slamming and.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, and now we're hearing that Joe Biden was also paid 900,000.
Yeah,
So,
but
but where's the substantiation?
the substantiation is that a Ukrainian member of parliament is the one that says it happened.
Yeah, on Sean Hannity.
No, there was a fellow named Durkach.
Oh, wait, Rudy Giuliani
Yeah, no, but
alleged that a Ukrainian employee also paid the VP 900. So it hasn't been appearing on Fox News. So it's all this conservative bullshit. Find me something that doesn't come from that isn't conservative bullshit.
Okay, Rick, listen to me. The documents were released by Andriy Derkach, a member of Ukraine's parliament.
Yeah, have you seen any of these fucking documents?
I haven't seen the actual
No,
documents,
some guy-
Rick. They didn't give them to me.
Derkach, here we go.
Derkach.
Derkach held a press conference Wednesday in Kiev where he claimed he had documents showing how Burisma paid Joe Biden the lobbying fees.
Yeah.
All right, so, but this is all,
He's a member of the Ukrainian parliament.
Yeah,
Rick.
yeah, that fucking. So there's.
That can't be true.
Well, it might be true, but it hasn't been substantiated
Well,
yet.
it's the Ukrainian parliament.
Rudy Giuliani says it.
Okay. Yeah, but it was also mentioned by Dirkach, a member of the Ukrainian parliament.
Yeah, I don't know who Dirkach is.
He's a member of the Ukrainian
Okay, fine,
parliament.
but I don't know how he says.
So he's lying. You feel it in your gut.
Fine.
It's an emotion you have.
Yeah.
It just feels wrong to you.
No, it seems like a lot of the bullshit that's come out of this
The Ukrainian press is reporting that Joe Biden received $900,000.
Find me better sources.
So the
Find me a
Ukrainian press
mainstream.
is lying.
Yes.
How about the Ukrainian MP?
The Blaze. I'm not going to go to the fucking Blaze.
How about-
I'm going to go to the Daily Mail UK. I believe.
Daily Mail UK. All right.
Now I forget. Is the Daily Mail bullshit? Or
I don't
not?
know, Rick. If they disagree
they're-
with you,
all right.
then you won't believe them.
No. I want.
Okay.
Let's see. All right. So, okay, Joe's Daily Mail UK. Fucking hold on. I forget whether they're. I think they're semi-legitimate.
Well, they again. Can you please scroll up?
In a second, there's this big slug of just hold on. All right, Joe's 900,000 Ukrainian payoff. Giuliani claims he has evidence.
Well, I claim it too.
Yeah, but you have.
But my evidence-
Prove it.
my
Prove
evidence
it.
is that-
Fucking prove it. You like to say prove it. So
Here's my evidence. My evidence is that Dirkach,
where's Dirkach?
he's a Ukrainian parliamentarian.
From Ukrainian member of parliament, Andriy Dirkach.
says that Burisma paid Biden $900,000. They bribed him, Rick. Your candidate was bribed.
Bullshit. This is unsubstantiated shit.
Well, I'm sorry, but if a member of the Ukrainian
Oh,
parliament...
here's the
says
document. Oh, okay, look at this doc. Here we go. All right, here we go. Here's the document that fucking Dirkach revealed. This is a very convincing argument. Here you go. Here's the document. Can you zoom in on that? Sure. There's that document. Mm-hmm. I, for one, am convinced that this is going to prove to be totally verified. Lovely document. Got any better documents than that?
This is one document made by Ukrainian Member of Parliament Andriy Dirkach on Monday, October the 10th. He claims...
It's got all these arrows connecting heads.
Okay, here's a photograph of Joe Biden with members of the Burisma company and his son. These two fellows are members of the Burisma company. This is Joe Biden. This is Hunter Biden.
And
do you understand this, Rick?
Yeah, okay, so where's the 900 grand? I don't see
Rick,
it. I see golf
all
club.
I have is a member of parliament in the Ukraine announcing to their press that he is that he has the documents. Now he can be publicly
so this just came out today. So we can
and
expect,
you have your emotions, you have your feelings.
Yeah, by Sunday when we meet again, we should be able to see those documents.
Hang on. At the press conference, Dirkach made public the documents he received from investigative journalists, including correspondence between officers of the National Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine, the NABU, and representatives of diplomatic missions of foreign states.
All right.
Be quiet. Dirkach said the documents offered evidence of fees that Burisma paid Biden through an intermediary. The documents could not be immediately translated or verified by the Daily Mail. This was the transfer of Burisma Group's funds for lobbying activities, as investigators believe, personally to Joe Biden through a lobbying company, Dirkach said, according to a translation from the Russian news service Interfax.
All right, so
here is a picture of Ukrainian MP Andriy Dirkach holding the press conference in Kiev on Wednesday, releasing the documents he says show that Burisma paid Biden $900,000 in lobbying fees. Okay, Rick?
No, I mean...
No? No,
wait.
that's just impossible for your little brain to accept, isn't it?
Well, it's just, at this point, it's... You love
He
to
must
say
be
true.
lying. Everyone's lying to you.
Yeah, that guy, probably, yeah.
Yeah, you know that because why, Rick? Do you have any emotions that tell you why he's lying? Do you have any reason to believe he's lying, Rick?
Would that negate the abuse of power impeachment?
What?
Part?
No.
So Rick is hoping that they'll impeach Trump because he had the audacity to ask about Biden's corruption with Burisma.
It's a big old fucking...
Rick is now desperately going to prove to all of you that this man was lying, that there is no documents that he was showing, that he was revealing.
Oh, there
to the
may be
press.
documents because they're going to
The documents will all be wrong.
All right.
Rick says they're wrong.
All
The
right.
documents are wrong. This is why I get a little sarcastic with Rick. I wish I wasn't like this. I wish I could be more sincere.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay.
All right, so Burisma paid Joe Biden $900,000. This is from a website called Popular Resistance on October 10th, so exactly 2 months ago. And here's another one from 247sports.com. Trump's Biden-Ukraine natural gas conspiracy theory. This is from USA Today. From October 10th. This is USA Today discussing this stuff. We talked with 24 leaders and investigators in Ukraine. They all agree the claims against Joe and Hunter Biden are baseless, yet they persist. Oh, so sorry, USA Today doesn't saying that Joe. So you'd think that in the 2 months since the reports that Joe Biden was paid $900,000, that there'd be a legitimate news source that was able to verify. It's been 2 months. But so at the very least, I want to wait till somebody translates those documents, and I want to see reporting that supports it that's not on a fringy conservative website. You got nothing at this point except yelling. So anyway, I want to show you, we had 2 things to look up, so let's move on to the next thing. I mean, you can look at as many fucking articles as you want, but nobody's, maybe it'll turn out. It'll be this huge scandal. It'll not only will it knock Joe Biden out of the presidential race, but it'll let Trump raise his little fists in triumph. But you don't have anything now. All right, come on, let's move on to, now I said there was a list of 20, yeah, I see, thank you. I've seen a list of 20 things that showed that Trump was soft on Russia. And I couldn't find that article.
No,
but I did
right
know.
here.
No, this is a different article that lists 25 things.
Oof.
It's 25 times that Trump was, I'm not going to read all 25.
Oh, I will.
You want?
Yeah.
Well, no, then I get to, if you're going to do it. This is from CNN. You hate CNN. 25 times Trump was soft on Russia. We'll go fast. All right. Repeatedly praised Putin.
Wait. Trump has repeatedly praised Putin.
No, we're not going to do this for all 25 things. I'm just going to go
I
fast.
think we should.
No, because then
Do
nobody
you
was...
think repeatedly praising Putin means that he colluded with Russia?
No, I don't
Or
think
that
any
he
of
was
this...
manipulated by Russia?
Manipulated by Russia.
So
Not
when he
manipulated, not...
If he repeatedly praised Putin, that means he was manipulated by Russia. That's proof to you.
Nothing's proof, but it backs up my opinion. I've got an opinion. I've got an opinion. I'm allowed to have a fucking opinion. And so my opinion is back.
You're not. You're not.
All right.
Because
Repeatedly praised Putin hired Manafort to run his campaign.
Wait. He hired Manafort to run his campaign, and that proves that he was manipulated by Russia?
I don't have to prove anything.
Wait a minute.
I'm allowed to say
Wait. Manafort was a political campaign director. He managed a lot of people's campaigns. Because Trump hired Manafort to run his campaign, that proves he was manipulated by Russia?
None of it proves anything. It just points to a tendency. Points to a tendency. Nothing, you don't have to say prove it every time. Suggested Russia can keep Crimea, softened GOP platform on Ukraine, made light of Russian hacking, denied that Russia...
Wait. He made light of Russia hacking? That proves that he was you can say proves as
many times as you want, but I have an opinion, and these things just support my opinion.
But when somebody's crazy, they can't prove their opinion. They have no reason to believe their opinion.
Prove God exists. Prove it. Fucking prove it.
Easier.
Are you crazy because you think God exists, but you can't prove it?
No, but I was just forced to provide you documentation from the Investigator General's report showing that the dossier was invalid.
And you did a good job.
And I was able to do that. Now I'm trying to get you to prove to me that you have a reason to believe that Trump has been manipulated by Russia, and you have things like...
I can't prove it. But I can have an opinion.
He hired Manafort.
I don't know how many times people want to listen to me say I can't prove it, but I'm allowed to have an opinion.
Trump refused to say Putin is a killer. That means that he said this in 2015. So that means he was manipulated by Russia.
No, but the deal is like Putin, most people...
This is pathetic, Rick.
No, most people think that Putin kills journalists and political enemies.
Is that what he said?
No, that's what I said. I say that most people think that Putin has journalists killed, that he's had people assassinated.
Okay, so if Trump didn't say that, that means he was manipulated by Russia.
Trump said, asked in February 2017, Trump deflected, saying, there are a lot of killers. Do you think our country is so innocent?
Well, that doesn't mean that he thinks Putin didn't kill anybody, does it?
No,
wait, in 2015, you're contradicting yourself there, Rick.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll read the sentence. Let go of the computer.
All right.
It's all right. Okay, so
the first one. I didn't read the first one. You need the first one. I think it would be despicable if that took place, but I haven't seen any evidence that Putin killed anybody in terms of reporters. So he didn't say that.
Then when he was asked again, he said, there are a lot of killers. Do you think our country is so innocent?
Okay.
So does that mean that he's saying that Putin is innocent? I mean, you
but
can speak English, right?
No, the first one, he says that he doesn't think Putin is a killer. The second one, is like, well, everybody kills people.
Okay, so he does think that Putin's a killer. Isn't that what he's saying?
Not directly.
If somebody asked me, is Rick a killer? And I said,
there are lots of killers.
I said, well, there are a lot of killers.
All right,
do you think everybody's innocent?
All right, so fine. So the
headline,
he does think.
So the headline lied to you.
The headline is a little...
So CNN lied.
All right, Trump mulled giving spy compound.
He's being accused of mulling?
No.
Trump was manipulated by Russia because he mulled?
Gave Russia classified intelligence, was reluctant to sign Russia's sanctions, thanked Putin for
we have the harshest sanctions ever.
Criticized and alienated NATO allies, eased sanctions on Derek
Wait a minute. Criticized NATO allies means he's being manipulated by Russia?
Look, I'm just reading the...
Do you know what he's criticizing these NATO allies for, guys? It turns out that when NATO was created, every country in NATO was supposed to contribute 2% of their GNP, and the NATO allies have been sitting on their fat asses while we paid for their defense, and they've been giving themselves generous medical benefits instead of ponying up money for their armed forces.
All right, the point is...
because Trump criticized them for that, Rick thinks that he was manipulated by Russia.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That is the most unfair thing imaginable. You're a very unfair person.
Okay.
So you think it's So Trump is trying to get the NATO allies to contribute more to their own defense instead of the U.S. taxpayer paying for their defense while they sit on their butts and enjoy a generous socialist state. Demonstrably, mathematically, they are not doing what they said they were going to do, and because Trump criticizes them for that, you think he's manipulated by Russia.
All right. When I was working in bars,
No, I want an answer, yes or no.
I would say in the totality.
No, but you have a whole bunch of things that are unfair.
Okay.
So you're not a fair person.
No.
Okay, so why should we believe you, Rick, if you're not a fair person?
So when I was checking IDs.
No, I didn't understand.
Checking
Can you
IDs,
come up with a fair
All right.
reason to believe that he was manipulated by Russia? Or just a bunch of crap?
I'll take at least.
Is there anything in here? Oh, look, Trump repeated Kremlin talking points on ISIS. That's one of the reasons. Trump considered visiting Putin on Russian soil. Does that mean that he's manipulated by Russia, Rick? Look at this. Trump considered visiting Putin on Russian soil. What do you think about that, Rick?
Here's what I think.
Pretty.
I think here.
Does that mean that he was manipulated by Russia?
Okay, your rhetorical shit.
No, look, here. Trump considered visiting Putin on Russian soil. This is why Rick believes that Trump is an asset of Putin. Trump is unwittingly being manipulated by Russia because, according to CNN, he is considered visiting Putin on Russian soil.
Hello. All right, come back.
Pretty
over here.
impressive, Rick. You're a fair guy. You're a fair man.
All right, here's the deal.
And you know what? Your opinions are based on prejudices, self-deceit, and lies.
Fine. I sit on a throne of lies.
Do you think Rick
No,
suffers
hold on,
from,
hold
wait,
on.
Just real quick, do you think Rick suffers from Trump derangement
He wants
syndrome?
to tell
I
some
certainly
story
do. I
about a
certainly
bar,
do.
about
two
checking
things.
IDs,
All right, here's
right?
the deal.
Does he have
Girlfriend in high
TRD?
school,
And
what?
do you think he has TRD?
TDS.
derang-
It's TDS. It's Trump derangement syndrome. So mad at Trump that you can't listen to reason. Here's the deal. So there's a list of 25 things. I've seen other. I bet you I could find at least 4 articles that have a total of 85 reasons why Trump is soft on Russia. But if you eliminate the duplications, you could probably boil it down to a list of, say, 40 things that Trump has done or failed to do or said or whatever. Out of those 40 things, I bet you I could find 15 of those. The top 15 would make a reasonable case that Trump is soft on Russia. And the deal is that it's the totality of the things. That when I was checking IDs, it was never just one thing, unless somebody gave me an ID and it was obviously not their picture. But if I could, some IDs, you knew immediately. Some fake IDs, or some IDs you weren't sure, and you had to build a case quickly, because I only had about 30 seconds to do it, because if I took too long carding people, I'd get in trouble. So I'd ask people what sign they were, I'd ask them what year they graduated high school, because if you're using an ID saying that you were born in 1963, because this is a long time ago, you wouldn't necessarily know that makes you class of 1981. So it's the totality of somebody's presentation and knowledge about the person they're supposed to be that can add up to somebody using a fake ID. All right, you want to do science corner?
No, I'd like to respond to that. Hang on. I'm sorry, guys. Technical snafu. My computer's running out of juice. Got to get it started again.
Maybe we can have somebody donate a computer.
I would just like to say that this week, another thing that Trump did is, now I wanted to research this, but there will be more information about this sooner. One of the most important things to Russia is that they have natural resources. One of the things they have is gas, okay? And for a long time now, Trump has been criticizing Germany in particular for getting gas from Russia. Well, I believe, and I could look it up on the break, this week, Trump was able to get the Germans to buy gas from the U.S. So it was a massive deal that was very much helping Russia. Are you nodding because you've heard this too?
I heard this.
So what Trump was able to do this week was really put a nail in Russia's coffin by getting their most important resource to be turned down by the Europeans, and they're going to go with American gas. And when you're Russia and you have a terrible economy, any kind of big deal you can make is really important. So he kicked him in the ass. But that's not all. If you look up, anybody can look this up on the internet. There was a battle called the Battle of Khasham.
This is where we killed 250 Russians?
Yeah. The numbers vary. It could be as many. It turns out that it's probably 200, but there were originally estimates as high as 500. This is where American forces in the year 2018,
In the year 2018.
on February the 7th, Russian and American forces clashed, and we killed several hundred of them. Okay? This is while Trump was president, with Trump knowing about it the whole time. So, another thing...
What should we have done in that case? I mean, what...
Well, if he was being manipulated by Russia, then what he would have done is just sort of retreated and let them take over the area. Or surrendered our forces.
So we were attacked by Russia?
Yes.
And we fought back?
Yeah, we won. Yeah, we killed hundreds of their men.
And
February 7th, 2018.
So at what
The
point...
Battle of Khasham.
And at what point was Trump contacted and asked what to do?
Well...
How long was the battle?
Rick, it was a 4-hour battle.
All right. So at what point in the battle... So our guys are attacked by Russians, and they
Correct.
start fighting back.
Yes.
And somebody gets on the phone to somebody else, and eventually it works all the way up to Trump, I would assume, right?
I would assume he would know,
Okay.
but they did not tell me.
Okay, so at what point did Trump say, go ahead and keep killing
So
the-"
you're going to maintain that this happened without his knowledge?
Well, I'm saying that it...
You're thinking
It was a
you think-
4-hour
you think
battle.
that a 4-hour battle took place where hundreds of Russian soldiers were killed, but Trump didn't know anything about it. Because I can't produce the document?
No,
Do you
but
need the document? Do you need a transcript of the phone call, Rick?
I just need you to shut up for a second.
Uh-huh.
I think that...
It means nothing to you.
I think when American forces are attacked, they fight back.
Well, they don't have to, not if the president is manipulated by Russia.
Oh, did Trump know? Well, that they were going to be attacked?
How does that compare to Benghazi?
No, hey.
Yeah, no, see, that's
Thank
good, because Benghazi went on for how long?
13 hours, and
Yeah, you're
Hillary
saying
Clinton
that-
did not provide any support
It
for
was
their
13.
troops. Thank you, Director.
Right, and this took less than a third of the time, and you're saying that Trump was on it just immediately and said, oh, I'm saying that half the battle was over, at least. By the
You're an
time-
expert on this? You know what you knew what happened? You didn't even know the name of the battle until 5 minutes ago.
I said that's the one where, I
And
didn't know.
you knew about it because I told you about
That's
it 2
right,
years
that's
ago.
right. But do I think that...
But even though you don't know anything about it, you're just going to tell these people watching you that Trump had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I'm going to say, yes, I'm
That's your
confident in
argument.
saying-
That's your
I'm
argument.
confident in saying that the battle was half over by the time Trump was aware of it.
You know, Rick,
Yeah,
there are
I'm
people
gonna-
watching this that think you're just an unfair person, that you just made that up.
I'm just guessing.
Can you prove that?
You're
Can you
so
prove that
huge
the
on
president didn't know anything about this? That for 2 hours, Russian and American forces were engaged in fire. You think that Trump didn't know anything about that? Is that credible, Rick?
Yeah, I think that Trump didn't know about it for at least
They
2 hours.
didn't tell him that.
I think it probably took a while for him to. And
They don't have telephones. They have the general in the armed forces can't contact the president.
well, we know from the many investigations into Benghazi that stuff like this works its way up a chain of command.
Yeah, it's instantaneous, Rick.
It wasn't instantaneous in Benghazi.
In Benghazi, it was nearly instantaneous.
I believe.
The president was informed, the Secretary of State was informed almost immediately upon the attack. Yeah. So you think you
Hold
want
on,
people?
wait a second.
you want-
Wait a second. So
Yes.
Benghazi, there were people gathering outside the compound for hours. So it's not like a surprise attack. This was a thing that where people had been gathering, and you can argue about whether the attackers were part of the people who gathered or whether it was a pretext. But I mean, Benghazi didn't happen all of a sudden. Benghazi built, and then there was violent action at some point after people had been gathering for hours. Now, with this attack, I believe that I would think that it would take at least an hour to 90 minutes to 2 hours for notice of this to work its way up the chain of command. And
Rick,
but
Hillary Clinton was informed as soon as shots were fired.
okay, but as I said,
And you're
a lot of
saying,
shit
you're
was
saying
going.
you maintain that it took 2 hours for Trump to find out that hundreds of people had been killed in the Battle of Khasham in Syria.
I'm
That he
guessing.
didn't- You're guessing that.
Yeah,
Okay. And do you have any reason to believe that?
Yeah.
That General Mattis didn't inform the president?
yeah,
What reason is that, Rick?
because it takes time to work up the chain of command.
Well,
Who was on the site?
the
Who was
per-
on site?
The person that ordered the response was General Mattis.
Okay.
So
Was he
he's
there in
the
Khasham?
Secretary of Defense.
Now, was he there in Khasham?
No, he received
he was-
notification.
Okay.
They have phones.
Yeah, and how long did it take him to receive notice?
As
You
soon
know?
as soon as they were attacked.
Okay.
So you think he kept that from the president for 2 hours?
No, I mean, if you can tell me that Mattis was notified within 10 minutes,
He was notified immediately when they were attacked.
okay, and then you're
And
saying
then you think he kept the information?
no.
Okay, so do you think Mattis told the president that they were under attack by the Russians?
Yeah,
Okay, so all that stuff you just said, you disavow now.
I don't know. We could find a timeline if you
Well,
want.
I don't want to find a timeline. I want you to be fair to people. I want people to know that you're taking these conversations seriously.
Okay.
So General Mattis was informed immediately when the Russians attacked and told the American forces to fight back and destroy the enemy, which they did.
Okay.
This happened instantaneously.
Okay.
So
Well, let's say
Mattis-
it's instant.
So
Let's-
you're going to go with the assumption that Mattis did inform the president.
Now that you've presented it that way, so, okay.
All right.
But look at so Mattis says we'll fight back, which is what you do.
No,
when
he
you're
said
attacked.
destroy the enemy. His actual words were destroy them.
Okay. Now, can you show me that was in consultation with the president? Or did Mattis make the decision as a military decision and inform the president at the time he made that
Rick,
decision?
this isn't an exercise in special pleading. Your job
Special
here,
pleading?
yeah, your job is not to think of everything that could possibly have happened. Your job is to go with what we know. What is
know?
reasonable?
All right.
In other words, it's possible, Rick, that Trump was having sex with a horse and that Mattis didn't want to bother him. It's possible that Trump was asleep with 3 hookers.
Well, no,
But if Mattis was the Secretary of Defense,
yeah.
and he gave the order to destroy the enemy, and he was in the same city, actually the same block of Washington, D.C., with a phone,
Mhm.
it's safe to assume that he told the president. People out there believe that.
Okay.
If you want to go with the argument that he kept that secret from the president, then you have to have justification.
I'm not
for
making that argument.
You're arguing that the president was somehow derelict?
No. So
if the
so
president
where did this battle take place?
in Khasham,
Where's Khasham?
it's in the the Battle of Khasham. It's in Syria.
All right. How many hours off of our time is Syria? Off of DC time?
I don't know that.
Figure 10 hours?
I don't know.
Well, 10 hours is a reasonable guess. It's 10 hours later.
So you think that Mattis didn't want to wake the president up?
No, but say it is 2 in the morning. So a battle starts. It takes a few minutes for the forces in place to say shots fired, and then a shitload of shots fired, and then we're under attack by the Russians, and then word goes to Mattis. The colonel who's in place says, all right, notify Mattis.
Uh-huh.
Then Mattis, say it's 2 in the morning, say it's 1 in the morning, whatever, then say we're being attacked and we are fighting back, and Mattis says, good, and it says, and people on the ground say, well, it's a big attack, and Mattis says, well, wipe them out, or do your best to kill as many Russians as you can. All right, so this is all right. So we got to move on, says the director. But it takes a few minutes. But it makes no sense that somehow this would travel up to Trump, however many minutes it took, and then Trump says, no, we need to retreat. He'd leave the decision to his military people. Trump did nothing special, or it doesn't prove that much that Trump is a lackey of Russia, that Trump isn't a lackey of Russia, that he didn't order us to retreat. Anyway, what's the next fucking thing?
Articles of impeachment.
Articles of impeachment came out today.
Wait a minute. Actually, it does, because if he was being manipulated, your argument is that he's being manipulated by Russia, and yet...
This is your biggest proof. You bring this up again and again.
I do, because if you're actually killing hundreds of Russian soldiers, then you're not being manipulated by Russia.
You still can be. All right.
This.
Anyway, our director's like, come on, this is deadly. We're going around in circles.
Yeah, I know. Because I think that.
And then now now he or she is giving you a dirty look because you.
Yeah, no, but I think that if you can't accept that when a president engages in hot war with Russia and leaves between 200 and 500 of their soldiers dead, but you still believe that he was manipulated by Russia.
Yeah, I believe both things. I believe both.
I don't think you can. Right?
I can. I'm doing it right now. I mean, it's happening.
No, but
it's
happening.
not
Funny. It's not funny.
But I believe it. I'm allowed to believe it.
I know, but you lack credibility.
Then fine. I'm lacking credibility right now.
No. I'm not letting you get away with this.
But you have to, because I'm allowed my opinion.
Yeah, but if somebody's killing the enemy, then they are treating Russia as an enemy. You can't just say he had no choice.
If the enemy attacked...
No, he did have a choice. He could have said, pull back. Let them have the territory. He could have said, do nothing. Wave the white flag. Pull back.
So it's a point in his favor, but it doesn't outweigh every fucking thing.
Well, I think it's a pretty big point in his favor, though.
Okay,
like, for example, the source that you gave me was that he was being manipulated by Russia because he considered meeting Putin on Russian soil. That was one of the 25.
It was a list of 25
Yeah, I
things.
know, and
No,
the other ones were equally stupid.
Oh, did
And
you
now-
did you read
I read them all,
to me?
yeah, I did. And my argument is that, okay, on the one hand, he considered meeting Putin on Russian soil. On the other hand, he killed possibly 500 Russian soldiers.
He
So,
killed. Now you say the,
which
the
do
number.
I believe?
You say the number
It's
is
between 2 and 500. I've read every
all right,
different
so he
one.
killed hundreds of Russians.
Yeah,
Um,
so he killed hundreds of Russians, but
after
but-
being attacked by those Russians.
Yeah. Well, he didn't pull back. He
Okay.
didn't order them to
Yeah, well,
make
I
peace.
think if you're attacked, so they attacked us.
So there he was manipulating with Russia, being manipulated by Russia, colluding with Russia, I assume, and the Russians.
Did anybody ever figure out
And the
what-
Russians ruined that whole thing by attacking our troops, and then he was forced to.
Why
kill them.
did they do it? What was the idea?
I don't know, Rick.
Well, you know all about this battle. You brought it up like 3 or 4 times.
Okay, well, the Russians didn't reveal that to me.
Okay, well,
They were Russian mercenaries, by the way. They were part of the.
wait. So they were hired by Syria.
Right.
Okay, and I assume because your argument would make no sense that we knew they were Russians.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I mean, all right.
So why is he getting this gas deal away from Russia if he's being manipulated by Russia? Why is he taking this very important gas deal away from them?
Because he wants to sell our gas to Germany.
Well, wouldn't he be putting the Russians' needs first if he was truly manipulated by Russia?
No.
Well, I thought you said he was being manipulated by Russia.
Yeah.
So this is their most important deal. He just ruined it for
How
them.
is this their most important?
Because that's all they've got is natural gas. Their economy sucks. All they have is this one natural resource among others, and they had this big deal with Europe, and he just ruined it.
Okay. No, wait, with Europe or with Germany?
Germany.
Okay.
Germany and the Europeans would benefit from it.
Okay, but I don't
So he
think-
just ruined that.
Okay.
Well, I guess he's not being manipulated by Russia. Because that's the most fucked thing he could have done.
Really, it's the number one most fucked thing he could have done.
Well, aside from nuking them, or killing 400 of them in the deserts in Syria.
All right.
So there's another thing that he did. He, Rick's hero, Rick's hero, Obama, only gave the Ukrainians blankets when they were invaded by the Russians, and Trump gave them anti-tank missiles,
Yeah,
Javelin anti-tank missiles.
Yeah, that thing's. I don't know.
No, wait a minute. Why did he give them anti-tank missiles if he's being manipulated by Russia?
I don't know.
No, you have to know. Take a guess. You're the second smartest man in the world.
He didn't want Russia to take any more of the Ukraine.
Well, then he must not be being manipulated by Russia.
So you've given me 3 things that he's done.
Uh-huh. And you had that he was willing to meet Putin on Russian soil.
I said there was a list of
Uh-huh.
shit that he's done.
He refused to call Putin a killer. So you really don't have any proof whatsoever. You're just prejudiced and bigoted and wrong.
Yes.
You're willing to ignore evidence and just go with complete emotions that are baseless and factless.
Just for rhetorical purposes, I'd like to say to agree with you because I think you're full of shit. But no, not just.
Well, whether I'm full of shit or not, there are 500 dead Russians on my side, and on your side,
possibly 500 who attacked us.
Uh-huh. So you won't even give him that. He can kill 500 Russian soldiers, but because he didn't launch the attack himself, you think he's manipulated by Russia.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense, Rick. That's not proof that he was manipulated by Russia. You have to provide some evidence, some logic. You're supposed to be smarter than me.
No.
And you're not even as smart as a little kid right now because you can't provide any facts or logic.
You asked me earlier what the things, and I said there are a whole list of things he did, and then I showed you a list, and you.
None of them are very impressive, Rick.
Okay, fine.
They're not as impressive as having a hot war with Russia.
Really a hot war?
Yeah, 500 dead, Rick. That's
Then
war.
what happened?
Then they stopped attacking us.
So it was a 4-hour war.
Yeah, 4-hour battle.
Okay, so, all right, a battle.
It was only a battle. Sorry, Rick's right. Trump was manipulated by Russia because it was only a 4-hour battle. That's not a very impressive argument, Rick.
Look at our director sleeping. How much time do we have? Because this is
15
deadly.
minutes.
What?
We already ran 15 minutes over. So
All right,
into
I'm
the-
done.
Okay. All right, thank you.
That's it.
You don't want to talk about articles?
No. I want to go home.
All right. Oh, by the way,
Yes?
maybe somebody can donate a laptop, since we keep running out of the juice.
No, it's we got to get to sleep.
Do you want to announce it?
Well, do you need a new laptop? No. It just needs...
I need you to leave my house.
Okay. I think it's just the
I need you
battery
to
ran
go.
out. It wasn't plugged in.
Okay.